Welcome to the Today's Leader podcast, the podcast for the leaders and entrepreneurs of today.
Way to go, guys. Way to go. Keep it going. Good job, guys. All right, Paul, I see you. All right, Charlie, finish. Let's go.
Hey there, it's Coach Carl here, and welcome to episode 313 of the Today's Leader podcast. It's time for Monday Mentoring. Now, on the last episode of the podcast, we interviewed the amazing leader that is Deborah Peters. Deborah provided some real gold as we dived into really searching around the concept of servant leadership. Now, if you missed that episode, go back and check it out, episode 312 of the podcast. And during the podcast, Deborah mentioned that many leaders and people, for that matter, operate their lives at a level of unconsciousness. Now, it was a really interesting concept, and unfortunately, there is some real truth to that statement. Many leaders do operate unconsciously. They're unconscious to better ways. They're unconscious to their own gaps and blind spots. They're unconscious to how others perceive and react to them. Blissfully ignorant of the resultant chaos that surrounds them quite often. Their team they lead, I'm sure, would happily provide a level of consciousness if the egos of the leaders allowed that to happen. So this week, for Monday Mentoring, what I want you to do, seek some time this week to simply answer this question. Am I leading unconsciously? Identify the key behaviors within your leadership that actually answers that question for you. Identify those key behaviors. So, for example, do you automatically think the worst of your team? Do you give short change to your team if they are looking for your time? Do you automatically solve problems for them without taking the time to seek their thoughts? Do you have any sort of development plans in place for your team? Do you automatically tackle problems on what you believe, what you think, without even channeling ideas, suggestions, thoughts, opinions? And do you stick to what you see as tried and true? Do you solve problems using past technology, so to speak, or past ways that you've solved an issue? That may give you an idea around leaders that operate unconsciously. We just get into habits, we get into a chain of behavior that continues to, that we hold on to as we continue to leave. Unconsciously leading our team is not the way we should be doing it. So maybe these are some of the things that suggest that you may want to evaluate and make some changes today. Make the changes that help you be the best leader today, because that is the only way that you can forge the path of success tomorrow. Hey, thanks for tuning in to Monday Mentoring. I shall see you all again next week. Bye for now.